I'm making this video in response to the decision of Sheffield Council not to rename the racist street names, as people put this. I'm a Sheffield-based second-generation Indian ethnic minority. I am the son of two legal immigrants from India to the United Kingdom. I am the exact demographic who the woke brigade say will be offended by these street names. I'm the exact demographic of the person who they allege would actually want these street names renamed, and so on and so forth. Haven't they got anything better to do? Okay. I have no problems with these street names whatsoever, such as Empire Road or Gladstone Street or things like that. The time and money spent in renaming these streets could be far better spent on other things, such as funding another police officer or something like that. It costs. My understanding is that to rename a street costs something like £25,000. Well, in that sort of money, you can train a police officer. That'd be far better off doing. Now, there's an old phrase that those people who do not learn from history are doomed to repeat it. There are more important things for people to worry about. For example, we must move heaven and earth to stop India from playing international football and India from playing international hockey. The simple reason being that every time they get a corner, they're going to open up a shop. That's my favourite joke. But while we're on the subject, let me tell you my favourite Indian jokes. What do you call an Indian who doesn't own a corner shop? Doctor. What do you call an Indian who doesn't own a corner shop? Isn't a pharmacist, isn't an engineer, isn't a doctor, dentist, accountant or lawyer? Do you know? A liar. What does a family of Indians do when it's cold? They sit round the candle. What do they do when it's really cold? Light it. Why are Indian noses so big? Air's free. Now a bit of general knowledge for you. What is the capital of England? London. What is the capital of Scotland? Edinburgh. What is the capital of Wales? Cardiff. What is the capital of India? Leicester. And what is the capital of Pakistan? Do you know? Bradford. Those are my favourite jokes. I'm just reading from my notes here. Now, if you go to India, if you go to Amritsar, you'll see a monument to the Amritsar massacre, where General Dyer opened fire on some peaceful Sikhs making a demonstration. You can still see the bullet marks on the monument there, where they opened fire. The Indians have never removed that for the simple reason it's to remind people of what actually happened, to make sure it's not being repeated. The Jews, who the backbone of our economy, have never once tried to have Auschwitz closed down or removed, to remind people of the horrors that took place there, and to make sure it never occurs again. I've actually been to Auschwitz myself, and it was one of the most horrific things I ever saw. I can see no benefit whatsoever in renaming streets or tearing down statues or things such as that. If these people are worried about slavery still exists today, and it mustn't be forgotten that the British Empire did more to abolish slavery worldwide than anywhere else. Okay, before the British came along in India, slavery was rife. It's probably got worse since the British left. If you really want to do something about slavery, when you go shopping, look for that. Look for the fair trade symbol. Okay, and buy the fair trade, so you know that the tea or coffee or the chocolate that you're buying isn't contributing to slavery. I see all these people from the woke brigade, and I see them with expensive smartphones or designer clothes, and I say to them, are you aware that the cobalt for that mobile phone came from kids working in mines, where basically work in slave-like conditions? Or how about those designer clothes that they're wearing? Are kids being exploited to basically make those clothes they're wearing? Why buy fair trade things? And then sometimes say, well, they're too expensive. Well, these are the same people who on a Saturday and Friday and Saturday night drink lots of booze and smoke a lot of cigarettes. And the cigarette industry is rife with exploitation. So I don't know where these people are coming from. I mean, I make a point when I go shopping to buy fair trade items. Don't have a problem with it. So then, now the thing here is racism. When I was a student, I was a big campaigner on racial issues. I was the one who was responsible for the Commission for Racial Equality investigation into University of Sheffield. I brought the university down to its knees. At the time, I had a lecturer, Dr. Steve Peters, who was trying to get me kicked off my course. The same one who treated Stephen Gerrard. I took the view at the time that if I was going to go down, I'll take them with me. I also carried out the legendary CV experiment where I applied for some medical jobs with two identical CVs. One had an English name, one had an Indian name. If you were English, you were twice as likely to be shortlisted for interview than an Indian person. It still occurs to this day. If you want to campaign against, if you're an ethnic minority and you are, and no doubt there is a glass ceiling out there, and no matter what profession you're in, if you want to beat racism, you either have to kick arse or you lick arse. It's that simple. You are just going to have to be better than them all. Let's give you a couple of examples. I'm a Liverpool supporter through and through. Yes, there is racism in football, but let's look at one of my heroes, Mohamed Salah. No doubt he found it more difficult to get up the playing ladder than his English counterparts. But he's now proven himself to be one of the best footballers in the world. Same applies to Sadio Mane, the other Liverpool striker. What about the lady who is the honorary president of my company, Nadia Nadim? At the age of 12, this girl saw the Taliban kill her father. She escaped to Denmark. She's now scored 200 goals for her club, 2 goals for Denmark. She's fluent in 12 languages, and when her playing days are over, she's got a place at the University of Copenhagen to study medicine. You can't get much better than that. Well, let me give you a very biased example. My dad came to the UK in 1969 with £5 in his pocket. When he was a junior doctor, his consultant refused to sign him up and said if he wanted to stay in the UK, he'd have to do general practice. He wanted to be a cardiologist, a heart doctor. When he started his general practice, there were some consultants who wouldn't take referrals from him. Some GPs wouldn't do out-of-hours cover with him because of racial reasons. But he started up the prescription pickup system that you see now going on. It was him who created it. Never been recognised for it. That's a different story altogether. Now, I'll give you an example. As time went on, he exceeded government targets. In those days, emergency patients had to be seen between 2 and 3 days. That saw them the same day. None of this appointment system malarkey. You went to his clinic, you took a raffle ticket, and were seen an order of number. Simple as that. And basically, he started exceeding all targets. A time came when the table was turned. He was actually asked to do write protocols for other GP surgeries. Other patients from other practices came to his practice. He started doing all sorts of clinics, health promotion clinics, well woman clinic, asthma clinic, diabetes clinic, high blood pressure clinic, and so on and so forth. Then GP fund coding came in, and basically the consultants who wouldn't take his referral suddenly found the shoe that was under the foot, and it took off from there. So I'm no stranger to the racism. I've still got a legal matter, which is there's a lot of racism involved in that. I'm no stranger to it, and I have been thumped quite a few times for racial reasons. But that is not. But tearing down statues or renaming streets doesn't do any good to anybody. Okay, I've got no problem with Empire Road or Gladstone Street or anything such as that. So I don't know why these people are campaigning against that. Do something more constructive. Just there's a lot more better things to do. Slavery is still a problem nowadays. Do something about it. Make sure you buy fair trade stuff wherever it is. Now, what I'd like you to do, my call to action, go below. Well, if you're seeing this on Facebook or YouTube, please subscribe and like this video. Okay, and subscribe to my channel. If you look below, you'll see some video blogs that I did in response to the decision of Sheffield Council to ban Roy Joey Brown from performing. Ludicrous, to say the very least. And there's also a petition down below to sign. We want him to attend in Sheffield. I'd love to see Roy Joey Brown appear. The only thing is, if they turn the lights down, he may not see me unless I'm smiling. This is my little joke. I can take a joke about Feel free to send me as many Indian jokes as you like. The funnier the better. The worst you're gonna get from me is a handshake as we have a laugh over a few drinks at the pub. Thank you very much for your time. I'll see you soon. Stay safe. Bye bye.